Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Patch here, bringing you another video game spotlight. This time, brought to you by the retro geniuses at Team Meat, Tommy Reffinis, and Edmund McMillan. It's Super Meat Boy! So, for whatever reason, I want to show you how many deaths I have. It's actually 1686. Which you're thinking, Patch, why are you so crazy? Why are you playing a game where you die over 1,000 times, nearly 2,000? And to that I say, you'll be surprised. You won't get punished that bad for dying in this game. They actually make it so that they encourage retrying several times. That and just the great game mechanics make it so that you want to prove to yourself that you can actually beat it. So now we're going into hell, and I just wanted to start with this first because as a bit of a warm-up and also to showcase the awesome music. It was designed by Danny Baranowski. Danny is also working on other games right now, such as Mugenics, which is a future Team Meat title that's being worked on. It's going to be very different from Super Meat Boy. It's not going to be a platformer, it's going to be a cat lady simulator, apparently. Either way, I'm excited about it. It might not be up my alley, but I'm a big fan of Ed and all his work. I also played a lot of Binding of Isaac, but I didn't quite like that as much as Super Meat Boy. So, you start at the forest, you might recognize a lot of the sound assets they use too. They use a lot of references to popular internet memes and also retro video games. The intro for Forest is actually a reference to Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which they tend to mix it up. They use a different theme for every game. There's also Pokemon, Ninja Gaiden, really cool stuff. So another thing that I wanted to mention about this game is just the stellar controls. They are super tight. They make you actually... They spoil you, because in other games, they don't quite feel as responsive. After you play Super Meat Boy, you'll kind of notice the nuances and like laggy controls in other games. This little showcases, well, actually the last one, the dissipating platforms. They add new mechanics. Right here I go for a YOLO shortcut and actually get it. Very tricky. And speaking of shortcuts, this is a perfect game for speedrunning as well. If you're interested, I have included the link for Breakdown's 100% run during Awesome Games Done Quick in 2012. If you want to take a watch, it's actually 2 hours, a little over 2 hours long, but it's still an entertaining view. You may have also noticed that some of the squirrels just got hit by the saw blades. That's actually a really interesting thing. It's important to highlight that Edmund McMillan's art is unique in that it's simultaneously cute and disturbing at the same time. So you'll see a lot of some heinous stuff, but at the same time you'll be able to adore it for its simplicity as well. So I've played this game for, I have to check, but I want to say almost 100 hours. I was actually able to get the Golden Boy achievement, which basically means you complete the game with 100%, and that includes getting all the bandages, completing all the worlds, and their Dark World variants, which are harder versions of the pre-existing vanilla levels. And after doing that, you're granted admission to the very elite Golden Boy Club. So now we're going into the boss fight, and it's been a spectacular run so far. I actually was able to beat all those levels without dying once. You do get an achievement for that, but given how stressful it is to beat the levels and the fact that you only get a mere achievement for it doesn't really make it worth the unnecessary stress. So that's another thing I like about this game, the simplicity of the story. It's just Dr. Fetus basically is loved by no one, and Meat Boy, who seems to have it all, the love of his life, Bandage Girl, is has his girlfriend kidnapped by Dr. Fetus, who just wants to get back at Meat Boy for actually being adored by people. So the story sets him up to just be a dick for no reason. But it's effective in just getting the theme across. I mean, for years, Mario's been saving the princess from Bowser, and nothing's really developed from that. So you don't really need an extravagant story to build a successful platforming game. So here's more of Edmund's art. Cutscenes are very funny. Edmund does have a great sense of humor. So now let's take a moment of silence for the lost squirrels. Aww, why, Mr. Squirrel? Oh, and that's it. Okay, we beat the first world, so now we're gonna move on. I actually want to show you the Dark World levels to see, to show you how they are in comparison to the vanilla ones. So back to the forest we go. This time in the Dark World. You know you're in the Dark World when Dr. Fetus gives you the finger, so you're good to go. So I didn't do a great job of explaining, but basically what I meant by tight controls were the jumping. You can control your jump arc by the amount of time you hold down the jump button. Your air trajectory is very easy to manipulate the wall jumps. You can slide up walls. It's all very responsive, very tight, very well programmed. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the Mac version doesn't work as well, so if you do consider picking up this game, it's available on Xbox 360 is the definitive version, although the PC Steam version is still workable. The Mac, however, since it was outsourced to another programmer, it doesn't hold the same quality as the original, so just beware of that if you're a Mac user. Also, Super Meat Boy is a testament to great game design. It's very easy to die, but you're spawned in so quickly that you're not, you don't feel completely punished for the actions you took. You learn very quickly and just bounce back. It is easy to get frustrated, however. There are levels later on that require a little bit more dexterity, but typically, and this is the way Edmund explained it, if you haven't watched Indie Game the movie, I definitely recommend that, but he said in that documentary that when playtesting the game, they were just looking for whether or not they could beat it at least once. If they could beat it at least once, it was good enough to put in the game. Even if it was hellishly difficult, one win was good enough to have it included, so you might say it's not very fair, but the whole time Team Meat was aiming to create a game of years past, a tribute to retro games and their unforgiving difficulty, but constructed for a modern audience, and for the most part I think they succeeded. So here we come to the first warp zone. These levels work on a different game type. Basically, what happens is you get 3 lives, and you have to complete the 3 levels. You're given 3 lives per the level, but once you lose them, you're kicked out of the warp zone and forced to start again. So you could easily make it to level 1-3, but if you lose all your lives in 1-3, then you have to start again from 1-1 from the level select screen. So I was actually able to do it there. So another thing to mention is that there are band-aids. Those are the collectibles of the game. You'll use the band-aids to unlock new characters. Right now I want to show you guys a little bit of Commander Video, and basically Commander Video's ability is to hover in midair. It's really effective for longer levels where you have to take longer leaps of faith, but for wall climbing, it isn't necessarily as useful to play as Commander Video. Here's the Head Crab, a PC exclusive character. He just seems to cling to the wall, and also that's not very helpful. So I think I'm just gonna go back to Meat Boy and try to complete it. But they include lots of references. Indies are known for including references to other developers, other developer friends that they have to feature their game as well. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop the video there, but if you're interested in Super Meat Boy, you can find them on Steam, Xbox 360, also Mac, but like I said, don't try the Mac version, it doesn't really work well. This is Patch signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.